だいぶ前に壊してくれたみたいだけど、それでもまだ時間をかけそうだわ。
Of course.
多分あと少しなんだ。おそらくあと5分も稼げれば。
5 minutes. Judging by the speed the magic circles were crumbling and the general appearance of the whole scene, it looked like it would be over soon. However, even if it were just 5 minutes, would that be soon enough? They turned around. Beyond the bookshelf ravine was a universe, even for Battler who had seen Beato's fights many times. The battle between Lambda Delta and Burn was so mind-defying that he couldn't think of a single word to describe it. When he finally managed to find a word, it was a universe. Each time a battle between Lambda Delta and Burn unfolded, a universe was created between the pair of them. Big bangs would take place, universes would be created, galaxies beyond number would be born and erased. Then just when it seemed that a big crunch had occurred and that the universe had met its demise, there would be another big bang and another universe would be created. It was like watching gods play. The two witches created and destroyed worlds over and over again. Almost as though two creators were trying to prove that their universe was the right one. If you let your guard down in the slightest, then just watching this would steal your soul. That's just how it felt. Yep. No, Battler, you're going to. I think she'll be fine. You'll get absolutely destroyed. I mean, I really do think she can handle this. Yeah, okay. A perfect balance maintained by two great powers can easily break by adding even a little strength to one side. However, actually rushing in there to add that little bit of strength would be literally suicidal. Like a moth flying into a furnace. It might burn up before it even reaches it. Yeah, it's not going to be long for them either. Angie had no words to respond with. Her brother and everyone else would probably die. So she wanted to die in the same place in the same time as everyone else. However, that could not be allowed, and she mustn't wish for it. She had already made up her mind. She had sworn to live in the future without turning back to look at everyone's deaths. I have to fucking choose? Not again. Why can't I give like 8? Oh, why do you have to add that part? I'm gonna choose the wrong one now. God damn it. Why? Yeah, I mean, you can't just give that order. Oh.
俺たちはボロクソに負けたかもしれねえし、奇跡の大逆転で生き残るかもしれねえ。つまりお前という未来の魔女に俺たちの決着を観測させずに未来に送り出せれば、俺たちには勝機があるってことだ。だがお前がいつまでも俺たちを見ていたら、お前は俺たちが全滅するところを見ちまう。そうなりゃ 100% の敗北が確定だ。だからお前は俺たちに勝利の奇跡を与えるためにも、扉をくぐったら決して振り返っちゃいけない。いいな。
Okay, I won't turn around.
だから
Gives
俺は
option
ラムダ
to
デル
turn
の
around.
助けに行く
Fuck.
さ。その俺の勇姿を見送って黄金鏡に帰れば、それがお前の中での俺の最後の姿になる。
お兄ちゃんたちの勝敗は猫箱に閉ざされる。だから絶対に負けない。
Yeah, that's a good way to think about it.
そういうことだ。だから振り返るな。もうじき鍵が手に入る。一目散で黄金鏡に帰るんだ。だから今のうちに手短に未来のお前に、いいか、忘れるなよ。いついかなる時もな、生きる希望を捨てるんじゃねえぜ。俺たちはいつだってみんなお前が信じてさえくれりゃ声だってかけられるんだ。いいな。奇跡はな、信じれば絶対に叶うから。
At that moment, Lambda Delta and Burn were wrapped in a massive explosion. Surely one of them had delivered a powerful blow. There was no further explosion, so surely that strike had decided the match. When the smoke clears, who will be left standing? The magic circle sealing the key still needed several minutes to dissolve. Well, Battler, hope you're ready. Because oh, fuck.
まだいる？私の愛しいラムダデルタ。
Oh, shit. All that came into sight was Burn. There was no answering voice from Lambda Delta. If this was a sign of her victory, it did not cause Burn's expression to grow any clearer.
残念よ。ラムダ、あなたとなら二人で宇宙が築けると思ってたのに残念よ。本当に残念。
Battler, good luck. Tap him on the shoulder and give him the thumbs up. Burn was still focusing all her nerves on the battle, so she took no notice of Battler and Angie by the key. However, she would probably notice soon, and then there would be nowhere to run. The last circle of the magic circle was starting to fade away. However, almost cruelly, the final circle went slower than the rest. Of fucking course. It's stuck at 99%. Seeing that, any hopes that it would dissolve in a minute or maybe a few dozen seconds were crushed absolutely. Battler readied himself.
俺じゃああはいかねえだろうがな。
Hey, it might last a few seconds.
今度は俺の出番のようだぜ。
I wouldn't talk though, because maybe she'll just avoid you for a couple minutes.
お兄ちゃん。
偉
You
いぞ。
never know.
エンジ、よく止めなかった。
With tears still pouring down her face, Angie lovingly rubbed her cheek against the hand that had patted her head.
また子猫たちを集めなきゃ。
No, thank you.
バトラも一緒にいると思ってたのに、その姿がないのはおかしいわ。
Stay still.
あんなやつ一人でも残しておけば、靴に入り込んだ小石程度には厄介だものね。
Thanks. The smoke cleared completely, and they saw a huge cloud of candy bits floating around like it was Lambda Delta's corpse. A star-shaped cookie bounced off of Burn's head. It was missing one of its points, giving it a lonely feeling.
ラムダデルタ、私と共に生きなさい。
I'm gonna keep this candy as a memento.
私の中で、あなたは私と一つの宇宙になるの。
Okay. Burn chewed the cookie and swallowed it.
これで、私たちは永遠に一緒よ。
That's one way.
愛してるわ、ラムダ。私もよ、ベル。
Oh my god. Burn's stomach suddenly swelled like a balloon. What the fuck? The bullet froze from her stomach to her throat, then exploded like a firework from her mouth. From Burn's mouth spewed fireworks, sparks, fragments of candy.
直せないの？猫の頃の習性は怪しいお菓子を拾い食いしちゃダメでしょ？
Just eat everything you see. You okay there? Burn doubled over even more, still spitting out an exploding firework. The birth of a small universe from that sweet had hit her directly from the inside of her stomach. Even Burn couldn't withstand that. As Burn repeatedly vomited fireworks so violently that it seemed her guts would spill out, her body flickered in and out of existence, and she glared at Lambda Delta with a terrifying expression. Her body was flickering because she had taken so mumuch damage that even maintaining her form now was difficult.
はしたないわベル。お姿が乱れていてよ。ラムだ。
Think you got something caught in your throat there.
ちょっぴり負けてあげちゃおっかなってでもやめたわ。あんたと一つの宇宙になっちゃったらベルンは二度と私に愛をささやいてくれないもの。そうね、私釣った魚に餌はあげないたちだもの。知ってるわ。だからベルンは美しく輝くのよ。思わせぶりな仕草を見せるのに決して誰にもこびることはない気高い猫の女王のように。あんたを段ボールに変えて側面揃えて
Oh, good, Batley. You don't have to go die.
あんたこそ三味線にして一回弾いたら飽きて押し入れに入れて埃を積もらせてあげるわよ。
Oh, back to the goats. The goat tsunami had swallowed up everything, but the sea spray was still flying about. The reefs which resisted the ocean that was trying to cover them were smashing waves left and right. Hold the line! The Seven Sisters of Purgatory and the Inquisitors of Heresy specialized in close-range combat and were rapidly building a mountain of corpses. The witches fought hard too, but they would have preferred to fight at a distance if they could. Just relying on fantasy creatures wouldn't be enough. In these battle conditions, all the humans were thrust right into the center of the fight. Everyone in the Uchirumiya family displayed a fighting spirit equal to the witches and guarded their backs. Even humans are not powerless, they have guns. If the goats supported fantasy, they would use these ultimate anti-magic weapons. If the goats supported mystery, they would use these in a much more obvious way. Those 45 long cold bullets delivered fatal wounds to each and every goat they struck. Hold the line!
沈めと言われればあがきたくなるのが後ろ宮よ。小娘、お前に語れるほど後ろ宮甘くはないわ。
Why isn't Kinzo in the front lines already? He's crazy.
あんたなんざ1986年以前に死んでるでしょうが。
Says you.
はしゃぎすぎなんですよ、このクソじじい。
Erica's razor-sharp scythe buried itself in Kinzo's chest. It dug straight to his heart, but the daring smile on Kinzo's face didn't even falter.
我が死を猫箱の外の誰が観測したというのかな。あれは不滅なり。不滅なり。
Kinzo is a god. A punch containing all of Kinzo's last spark of life sent Erica flying. Take her scythe.
お父さん、お父さん、しっかり。
Never felt better.
踏み越えてゆけ。後ろ宮家は振り返るな。
As Erica tried to deliver the finishing blow, Cross stepped in between them, blocking the way.
親父殿に代わって私がお相手しよう。
おや、
Box her to death.
無能投資家の大先生ではございませんか。
Hey, those might pay out sometime.
よくもまあ、
は儲からない話ばかりを見つけて散財なさるものです。
失礼。靴紐が溶けてはいないか。
Good going, Kraus. Erica tried to look down her own feet, but what she saw was Cross's left fist. Cross's left uppercut made Erica float in the air. Not by magic, but by the simple laws of physics. For an instant, Erica saw the moon.
私は投資家としては無能だろう。だがボクサーとしての才能は大学時代の友人たちが証明するだろう。
I'm really a pro boxer.
お前ごとき小娘に我が後ろ宮の全てを否定することなどこの後ろ宮クラウスが許さん。
That was a theory? Damn, I didn't even think of that one. That would have been good. Except he was witnessed at the school though, so that's why I didn't think about that. That would have been cool. Yeah, there you go. No, if that didn't happen, I probably would have actually gone down that route. Oh, I think I even mentioned that earlier on. That I knew he existed for the sheer fact that people saw him at the school. That would have been weird. Jessica's body blow made the goat's massive body cave in. When she has brass knuckles, she's good. Jessica laughed embarrassedly. She looked even more relaxed than she had on the stage at the school festival. The massive bodies that rushed at them, trying to deny their relationship and their very existence, had two choices: to be sliced or struck. Each time one of these bodies hit the floor, it became proof that the two of them existed. Well, I mean, the part about him being antisocial and stuff, that's probably true. George's, the goat's log-sized fist buried itself in George's face. This was in the middle of a massive, confused battle. There was no way to dodge an unexpected attack like that. George had indeed been hit with a fist right to the center of his face. However, he didn't bend over backwards, not even for an inch. The goat started to wonder what he had hit. Hadn't he punched a human made of flesh? It was as though he had slammed his fist into a steel wall, and it was his fist that was hurting. However, the goat was too scared to move his fist from George's face. After all, if he did, the expression on that face would probably be too terrifying. George's hand knocked that fist away. Oh, he talked about Shannon constantly? Or he wasn't a shut-in? George was only grabbing the goat's massive fist in his tiny hand. However, that fist was being crushed as though it had a vice around it. Even though the other hand was so tiny, the goat couldn't even move its fist.
誰も証言しないだろう。
You go, George. I accepted that fact that someone as pathetic as me would be bullied. However, oh, you'll say that.
そんな僕に味方しあらゆる挑発と挑戦を断じて
Have I let anyone beat me? I've killed everyone.
一度たりとも僕は許したことはない。
The goat's broken teeth flew through the air. George's furious feet split the heavens. There's plenty of other people in the family for that, and plus if she ended up solving the goal, there'd be no need for that. A goat's filthy finger touched Shannon's back. That finger exploded and boiled away.
私のジョージさんへの愛は純粋で高潔です。ジョージさんは私が記した手紙のすべてを保管なさっているでしょう。
I don't doubt that at all.
それらをご覧いただければ証明できるでしょう。
And plus he didn't actually have money at the time because he's talking about how he's like he'd give up the name for her. If she was in it for the money, she'd tell him not to leave the family in that instance. And she'd extremely reject that. A blazing red light charred the goat's entire body. Shannon slowly turned around, her face full of rage and contempt.
愛を知らぬ哀れな観測者よ。お前にはミステリーは愚か。人の心を読む資格さえもありません。起きえなさい。
An absolute barrier rose up around Shannon, burning up the goat around her with its flames.
そうだね。確かにマリアたちは死んでいるかもしれない。でもね、だからって誰にもマリアたちのことを批判することはできない。マリアとママの愛は誰にも否定できないんだもの。
Maria smiled, showing her teeth, and performed her job without even looking at her hands. Then she tossed the fully loaded rifle straight up into the air. Rosa, who stood back to back with Maria, caught it without turning around. No, that wasn't quite right. Maria had passed the gun to her mother perfectly without even looking back. Rosa's head was pointed at the ground as she stroked the frigid trigger with her index finger.
私とマリアの愛を疑うやつは前へ出なさいよ。
The crowd of goats, cowered by Rosa's ferocity, didn't get any closer to her. Well, there you go.
じゃあ私が否定してあげます。
That fucking domes her.
浮気性のあんたはいつだって男のところを遊び歩いてマリアを一人ぼっちにしてました。
マリアの日記にはそんなこと一言も書いてないもん。
あんたが一番知っているでしょうが。ローザはあんたを愛してなんかいない。産んだことさえ後悔してるクソったれな母親じゃないですか。
Erica was peering at the unfeeling moon, the taste of metal in her mouth. Whoops. For a moment, she didn't realize what was happening. Was that cold feeling on her back the ground? Huh? Why am I laying down? Wasn't the moon full? What happened? Why isn't it now? Couldn't think of it, my teeth hurt. There's something cold and hard. Feels like I'm biting on iron. Then she figured it out, or steel. She was lying sprawled on the ground with a gun barrel shoved in her mouth. And the thing splitting the moon was the angry king of wolves protecting his child. It's probably not the best thing to insult a mother in front of her child. The gun barrel exploded inside her mouth, shattering her medulla oblongata. But it was only her afterimage.
恐ろしい女です。こいつ本当に人間。
Erica, who had escaped death at the last moment by leaving an afterimage, found a metallic flash right before her eyes, which had been there even before she reappeared. The found pen went right through Erica's eye, crushing it. Of course, that was another afterimage. How many of these fucking things do you have? However, when Erica escaped and reappeared somewhere else, a heel was already there waiting for her. From the goat's perspective, several afterimages of Erica seemed to be appearing at once, all of which were pierced by Rosa at the same time. Why are you running?
本気で殴るか
ママは強いんだよ。わかんない。
And so Erica couldn't reappear anymore. At the very least, not within Rosa's range of attack. Erica put a lot of distance between her and Rosa, reappearing in midair.
こいつら何なんですか。
Ushiramiya's.
わけがわからない。
Erica's animal instincts made her turn her head slightly to the side just in time. Where her head used to be, there was an odd shower of sparks. It wasn't magic, it was a real physical phenomenon caused by lead smashing against lead. To think that two bullets shot from different angles could have flown with impossible precision at where her head once was, so that both of them hit and bounced off each other like billiard balls.
あら惜しい
What the fuck?
悪いね俺たちの趣味は親玉狙い
私たちクレイは得意よ
Pretty good? That's fucking amazing.
あまりのんびりお空を飛ばない方がいいんじゃないかしら
The two then spun their rifles in exactly the same way at exactly the same time, reloading them in a way that put old westerns to shame. Then pointing them back up to where Erica was in the sky.
この化け物どもが。
Once again, their accurate shots plunged through the forehead of Erica's afterimage, bouncing off each other like billiard balls with a shower of sparks. This time Erica appeared far behind them. She had to admit it. She'd been forced to escape to a place outside the range of those guns fired by humans. Then the light of the moon was blocked. The place she had fled to had been so rapidly expelled, sending chunks of rubbish flying. A massive longsword had been plunged into the ground. It was Delanor's sword.
おや、私のお友達じゃありませんか。
Hey, long time no see. How's it going? She dodged by a hair, but this bulky, brutal longsword was more of a cannonball shaped like a sword than something for cutting with. Even though she dodged it, the blast of air pressure made her eardrums throb. Delanor was serious. She seriously intended to smash Erica to bits.
どうしたんです？怖い顔しちゃって。もう少し可愛い顔ができればいいのに。楽しいですか？人の夢や幻想を打ち壊すのは。
Well, she probably does, but, you know.
楽しいに決まってるじゃないですか。それこそが知的蹂躙の醍醐味でしょうが。
At least you know how to play your role.
あなたは邪悪な人です。しかしそれでも同情できる邪悪だと信じていました。あんたに同情を頼んだ覚えはありませんが、あなたを直ちに切り伏せなかったこと、それが今日を招いた私の罪です。
Damn. Delanor's hair bristled with rage. Seeing this expression on the one who she had once called a friend pinned Erica to the spot.
我が友よ、痛みさえわからぬうちに私があなたを解放しましょう。あなたがこれ以上の罪を背負わぬようにです。
Just stay still. The force of anger that welled from Delanor's whole body struck Erica, or rather the swirl of blasting wind from Delanor's massive longsword sent her flying. The cannonball with the blade repeatedly cracked the ground just after Erica leapt away. So it almost looked as though Erica was jumping backwards, smashing the earth beneath her with each jump.
我が友よ、眠れ。やつです。
The great longsword split at the air again, pulverizing the ground. Then, however, this time Erica was nowhere to be seen. Where did she escape to? Probably above. This time Erica had broken the barrier of the Golden Line and landed on a ship whose bow was barely in sight. Never mind. She just left. Practically speaking, she had run away. She was gone. Fully aware of this, Erica howled, her face contorted with humiliation. Her shoulders heaved with her breathing, and she had even forgotten to fix her hair. Oh no. The scythe fell from her hand and landed with a clank to the floor. That sound brought her back to her senses.
誰ヤギども
Kill them all!
何をぼさっと見てやがんです肛門開け
断種概念否定炸裂弾
Is that actually a thing?
無標準無感染射撃ぶちかませ
The warships that had flown into the Golden Line opened their gun ports one after another, then they all fired at once in a scattered mess of cannonballs. The hundreds of explosive rounds they fired would negate the concept of anything or person they touched, smash them into little bits, and set them ablaze with flames. The battlefield full of writhing goats became a fiery hell. Thank God there's a bunch of goats to take care of the flies. Never mind. A cannonball smashed the arbor. The once beautiful guard and maze was burned down bit by bit, and the fleeing golden butterflies were wrapped in flames, burning into nothingness like little scraps of paper. This was no longer a battlefield where two sides fought for victory. It was just a confused hellish pot. The Golden Line was being torn apart. The once beautiful rose garden was filled with explosive craters, and its rose petals were scattered about without pity. Flying bits of flesh, blood, fangs, jaws, shrieks and half-crazed screams. Even amidst the hellish swirl, the goats and dead continued to fight. And seen from atop the boats, this was, without a doubt, hell.
全艦闘病怒りを下ろせ
When Erica yelled, the goats on the boat ran around frantically. And one by one, massive anchors hanging by chains were thrown from the ship's bow into the earth below. These anchors smashed through not only the ground, but the bottom of the Golden Line itself, digging it in like wedge-shaped tips.
おやベアトリーチェさん
何しろこの大混戦あなたを見つけられず途方に暮れておりました
Beatrice landed on the front of the warship, facing off against Erica, who stopped on the bow.
貴様は許さぬこの場でわらわが討ち取ってくれるわ
Beato jabbed her with her pipe. Poke. It transformed into a beautifully intricate, long, and golden sword. Never mind. Just a small poke.
望むところです決着をつけましょう
Erica threw her scythe up into the air. And when it returned to her hand, it had become a sword similar to Beato's. The nearby goats crowded around Erica, trying to support her.
手
Move!
出し無用ですそれよりお前たちは怒りの巻き上げを黄金鏡を根元から引き裂いて粉々にしてしまいなさい
Aye, aye, sir. Thank you, Captain. The goats bowed and rushed to their posts. Several dozen ships had lowered their anchors, digging into the base of the Golden Line. Soon they were trying to pull them up and try to tear the Golden Line to pieces.
貴様に我が最後の決闘の名誉くれてやる
Beato raised her sword, bowed in the ancient fashion, and waited for her dual opponent. Erica kicked off her shoes violently and slowly stepped up to the tip of the boat barefoot. Then, in accordance with Beato's rules, she bowed back. A duel on the prow of a ship that pierced the sky. Below, the crowd of goats were being blasted away by the indiscriminate cannonballs, burned up and crushed in the panorama of this world's end. By now, it would be stupid to wonder whether anyone from the Ushirimiya family was still alright. Yes, it truly was the end of this world, the end of the Golden Land. Around the dust filled with flames. Everyone's fine, shut up! The Golden Rose Garden was burning spectacularly, with bits of flame and golden splashes flying about. The ground cracked as fissures ran through it. Through the base of the Golden Land, all the ships started pulling up their anchors at once. Crowds of strong goats used all of their monstrous strength to lift them. The anchors that dug into the Golden Land's base spread cracks throughout the entire Golden Land. Not just the ground, but the air itself was filled with cracks. The shards of gold fell down everywhere. The Golden Land's end was adorned with the flames of hell, streaked with gold fragments with fiery red and ephemeral gold. Atop the boat's prow, Beato and Erica looked down on this, their swords crossed and sparks flying between them.
すごい光景じゃないですか。ふさわしいと思いませんか。あんたの物語の終章。
黄金鏡は終わるだろう。わらわも果てるだろう。だが我らが確かにここにあった事実を誰にも消せぬ。エンジェは至った。未来の魔女は使命と希望を持ちもうじき旅立つだろう。すでに我らは成し遂げている。あいにくだな、フルドエリカ。この戦、すでにわらわたちが勝利しているわ。
A duel between the master of the illusion called the Golden Land and the witch who controlled truth. The earth split behind them. The Golden Land was torn up. The gat box known as the Golden Land was ripped apart, and the nothingness below peeked out through the cracks. The scrambling crowds of goats fell through the gaps and were swallowed by the sea of nothingness. Beto's friends were among them. They helped each other, lent a hand to each other, unwilling to sacrifice anyone until the final moment. Still, what a romantic and fragile illusion is the end of the world. The ground shattered and sank. It fell apart into the ocean of nothingness. None could survive. None could be saved. This was destruction. As the friends fell into the sea of nothingness, they looked up one last time and prayed. They prayed that the master of the Golden Land would leave proof that the Golden Land had indeed existed. However, Beato didn't look down at them. They wouldn't have wanted her to.
こここそは我らが黄金鏡、無限と黄金の魔女ベアトリーチェ、ここにあり。我らは知れど、それは敗北にあらず、そなたが生き証人となれ。その胸にわらわの切っ先にて我らの証刻みつけてくれようぞ。
さようなら。このクソったれな無限ゲームもこれでおしまいです。地獄へ落ちろ、この幻が。